Alrighty, so today we are going to be doing something a little different than what I normally do. I'm going to be trying to target crappie, and I'm going to be using this 16th ounce jig head with a little grub on it. Oh, there we go. We are hooked up. Oh, it popped off. This wind isn't helping, but we did get a bite on this. Oh, there we go. We're hooked up on the grub. I can't tell what it is, to be honest with you, because this rod's so light to the fact that this could be anything. Oh, it's a crappie. Here we go. Here we go, first fish of the day on the little jig right here. Little crappie. We're gonna get this guy back in the water. So what I'm doing, I'm taking this little 16 ounce jig head with this little pink Excite Baits grub tail on there, and I'm just casting it right in front of the spillway, and I'm just kind of reeling it while jigging it here and there and hoping something will eat it, just like that crappie just did right there. And I never really fish for crappie or any panfish species, but I thought I might switch it up since I've been throwing the jerkbait a lot. I'm grabbing an ultralight rod and it feels so fun. Oh. Here we go, hooked up again. Oh, this is a bass. Oh, don't lose him. I got such a tiny hook. All right. This is a good sized largemouth, actually. Oh, this isn't bad. Here we go. Gotta get him up. Right in the side of the mouth. This thing in the past 2 minutes, 2 fish, right in the side of the mouth. This thing just absolutely annihilated it. Such a tiny hook, and that fish right there, this fish right here is actually pretty good size for a bait of that size that I just caught it on. We're gonna get a release on this guy, but that's 2 fish in 2 minutes, and I keep getting bit right in this corner. That's such an awesome fish. There she goes. This little grub right now is putting in the work. I mean, I've got 4 bites so far on this thing. I'm just casting it right in front of the spillway and doing a little jig. I didn't think I was gonna catch anything on this, but that fish right there was a shock. I thought I was gonna catch a bunch of crappie and sunfish on this. I never would have thought a fish of that size would have ate it. My drag was set loose because I didn't know, and a largemouth of that size on an ultralight rod is so fun to fight. Oh, hooked up. I don't know what this is, but it's putting up a good little fight. It's another crappie. I love these things, and I never figured out how to catch them until today. There we go. Crappie number 2 on the little grub. He's about the same size as the other crappie that we caught, but 3rd fish of the day. We'll get a release on this guy. Uh-oh, that's a snag. There we go, popped it out. Instead of having to retie a whole new jig head on, this hook's bent from just being snagged. I'm gonna take my pliers, grab it right by the bottom, don't try to go near the barb, and I'm gonna bend it forward just the slightest bit, and it's still sharp, so she's all set to go. There you go, hooked up again. The drag's set super loose. I don't think it's too big. It's another crappie. Flip them up. Crappie number 3. They are loving it. Oh. Crappie number 3. Gonna get a release. I almost didn't come out here today because of how bad the wind is, but thank God I did, because we are catching fish. Oh, I'm hooked up too. Wow, this one's fighting hard. It's another crappie. Right at the bank, he just came up. I lost track at this point on how many we are at, but I think this is number 5. Fish number 5. There you go. Oh, there we go. Hooked up, and that is way bigger. Oh, that thing was huge. Whatever that was really big, whatever that was. Whatever I just had on right there took the grub and it bent the hook back. And you guys probably just saw my rod just absolutely bend. It's always the big ones that you lose. Oh, there we go. Got something. Oh, that's not a crappie, that's for sure. And if it is, that's a big crappie. I just don't want him to tangle me in the fight is on. If that's a crappie, that thing's huge. Wow, he's really pulling this rod. I'm loosening my drag a little bit. This thing's big. Come in. Good bass. It's a good bass. This is another good bass. Oh, he's taking it back up. Oh, come on, come on, come on. I don't want to lose him. Come on, come back, come back. No, please don't lose him. Get up, get up, get up. Oh. Holy crap. There we go. That was the longest fight I've had with the fish for a while. This thing is a toad. Absolutely inhaled this. The scale did not want to cooperate, but this fish right here has to be 2.5, 3 pounds. What a fish. We'll get a good release on this guy. That was probably the craziest fight I've ever had on a spinning reel of my life. I mean, between the sticks being in the way, this is an ultralight setup. My line is 4 pounds and it's super frail now. I'm using a tiny hook. That was crazy. My thoughts, that fish was probably 2.5 to 3 pounds. And that thing fought like hell. He did not want to get reeled up. All these fish that I've caught on the same grub, and the one I was using is getting very worn out. So this is exactly what I'm using right here. These Excite baits, these high floaters. I'm using the pink, and it has that curly tail, so it's bringing a real pop into the water, and these fish are just loving it. Well, it's safe to say we're gonna call it a day. Thank you guys for watching. Keep on fishing.